Right, so our Hudson Manufacturing H9 came in today. Comes from the factory in a nice magnetic box, cardboard, one magazine in there. It's missing a set screw. Pull this out. Owner's manual, 2 magazines, and a lock. Real simple. No bells and whistles. We're on the range right now. We're gonna run some rounds through it. Through parts of this video, you'll see some of the things that we do and do not like about this. We have not shot it yet. It's got a like a Tridicon HD front sight, blacked out rears. Ours did not come with the set screw in there. They have, since part of this video was filmed, they have already mailed one to us, so that's on the way. We found another issue dry firing it. I went into more detail about this, but today I removed the mag latch and I honed it down, so that'll be part of the video later on. But we're ready to shoot this. Feels good in the hands. Trigger's decent for a new striker fired setup. But we're probably going to put 300 or 400 rounds to this today and see how it holds up, see what we like about it and what we don't like about it. All the mags, I was doing dry fire practice last night. All the mags had these super deep grooving on the magazine, and it was actually getting hung up on the top of the mag right there. And so I took the safety latch out, and I noticed it had a massive burr going across the front face, and then that corner was actually, see that corner that's a little flattened out now? It was digging into the magazine. So the last inch of this, obviously driving this in, it grinds all the way up. But here's the deal. I took some very, very, very fine whetstones, just kind of rounded that ever so slightly, very, very, very slightly, nothing crazy, not trying to wear it out. So you can see I deburred it, because this is a cast part, you can see the cast marks. I deburred across the top and then kind of notch that corner, and I'll show you how nicely it feeds now. Alright, so feeding in, it used to drag the last inch, and there's no hang-ups now, so that solved that problem. So lastly, one of the other things I don't like about this is if you ride the inside left-hand side of the mag well and you're feeding, you can actually get the feed lip hung up on the magazine latch. So you can see it will physically stop you from feeding the mag. All right, I'll put first mag through the H9. Pretty slick, not a lot of recoil on pulse, feels good, trigger's decent. It's got a little bit of trigger pinch. If you ride low on the trigger and that you disengage the trigger safety, it lifts up right there, and I get a little bite. Interesting. With the Hudson, we're running Nevada 9mm 124 grain, and these mags are a nightmare to load for the first time. Holy shnikes. Alright, so this is the second time it happened. I'm going to do it again on video. It might be the mag. I don't know if these mags are made out of paper, but they are an absolute nightmare to load. If you don't seat the case, sometimes this case gets stuck and doesn't sit to the back. It's been a nightmare. I'm going to drop this. See that's gritty. See, it fed that time. The first two just did not want to go in. Huh. Let's try it again. They have this weird weld in the back too. I don't know if you can see it. It's like flared. It's a weird weld. It's where the welder ends, but it's like almost like it's overheated. It's banded out. These look and feel like mech car mags, but they're just...
Oh, there it is.
There it is. I don't know if we're overloading the mag. There's no indicator that tells you when it's full. It only counts down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm not really sure when the gun's ever full, or the mag's full. These are 15-round mags. I'm not sitting around counting them all day. Are we overloading them by 2? Potentially. I don't know. I'm going to... Chuck here suggested that maybe overnight I overload them or count how many I put in, overload them, and leave them overnight. Hopefully it breaks the springs, and I doubt it. But shit. All right, so we just went through and actually did counts. You can force a 16th round in it, and there's nothing telling you that it's overloaded. I know that's not a big deal, but when you have like it's not like a 1911 where there's like 6 or 7 rounds in it, right? It's pretty easy. You know, we're talking 16 rounds in this. It's now overloaded. It fed this time, but it wasn't before. Maybe we were overloading them by 2. Who knows? But these, we're literally dreading every time we have to reload these. So we obviously lose track. And even though I filed and buffed that mag release down, it can get stuck, hung up there. Hammer it home, and you can. It's starting to get that gritty feeling again. I know we're not shooting that much. We're just trying to get some rounds through it to really feel how it feels, see what's going to start screwing up once it gets hot and dirty. But, yeah, that barrel. Huh. Why does it feel bad? I'm just stupid. I don't know, like, I'm not a bad shooter, and you've been seeing me shoot all day. I don't think it's that dead nuts for the longer shots. Maybe I haven't eaten since earlier this morning. It's got a much thinner, if you look at the barrel, whew, if you look at the barrel, it's got a very thin profile barrel. If you compare this to the SIGs, the CZs, it's definitely a thin, smaller barrel. I don't know if heat has anything to do with that, if it's getting a little wonky at that distance. It's got a nice crown to it, though. I don't know. Just have to keep putting rounds through it. So, we're shooting like 47 yards right now. I'm a little shaky because I'm hungry, but if you look, the machine marks on this side are definitely a little bit more distance is showing, just a hair, probably 0.5 millimeter, than the left side. Like I said, it did not come with a set screw. I'm not sure if the sights are drifting at all. I didn't mic them out before I came, but it does look like the rear sight is ever so slightly off. And we noticed at 47 yards way back there, we are shooting a hair left. You're the worst.
That was way up. I don't know, man. Seems super low.
I think you have a mild anticipation of recoil.
Probably.
It's alright.
I've never shot a gun before.
Yeah. Guns are stupid. How does it feel from retention? Did you just wave?
No, I was just pointing at it. Looking
Oh.
to go. It's good. It's a little bit heavier than something I would carry, but all in all, it's the grip size is right. It's a lot like a 1911. You could feel the weight in the muzzle, and it stays on target pretty well. Obviously, that doesn't do any good for me because I can't hit it out there, but right here I'm fine.
Oh, well, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Guys, click like, subscribe, check us out, leave a comment. We love to hear feedback.